Hello, I'm Carly-Ann. The sun has just decided to join us, which is very nice. This week's question I'm answering. So just in case you don't know, I put a weekly Q&A up on Instagram. You can ask your questions there, and sometimes they get turned into a video like this. Also, you can DM me a question. In most areas, my partner seems so secure, and then there are times he seems avoidant. How can I tell whether he's avoidant or secure? Well, here's the thing. The number one learning here is that people don't fit into boxes. I say this all the time. We can have like primary attachment styles. So primarily you might be anxious or avoidant, or in this case, secure. It sounds like perhaps with your partner, but we can have tendencies, strategies that fall into the other attachment styles as well. So it's not like you just fit into one category and that's it. So it's very possible that you have a secure partner and some of their strategies are avoidant. So that's likely to be if they're in a situation where because remember, everyone has their own stuff, you know, but in this particular situation where they're avoidant, and of course, I don't know the information, so I'm going to just be kind of like guessing here, and hopefully it applies, or it certainly applied to some of you, but it's likely that in those situations where you do see them pulling back, like that's their automatic reaction. So something there is perhaps quite uncomfortable for them. Something perhaps happens in this situation where the strategy that they have in place is to avoid. So an example might be perhaps if you find that sometimes you become quite upset and you become quite short with them, maybe they have a parent that used to get quite short with them as well, and the best thing for them to do at that point was to withdraw, to move away, and maybe that's still what they do. That's a very specific example. It doesn't necessarily apply to this situation or your partner. I'm just sharing it to show that, you know, an example of how it can look. But in answer to your question, yes, we can be primarily one and we can have tendencies of another. Okay, so it's not the primary one. It doesn't tend to be the main pattern that we fall into, but sometimes we do. Perhaps in certain triggering situations we do. Perhaps if we're tired or stressed or there's other things going on, then we fall into those automatic responses. People that are secure are not these perfect people that don't also have coping strategies and experiences and a past that they've been through as well. And I see that a lot of the time we can really expect them to behave in certain ways and be a certain person, show up a certain way. That's not the case. Everyone is their own individual person. We have attachment styles. They give us a guidance of our roadmap of how we show up in relationships, but they're not like set in stone. You have to get to know your own strategies and where you fall. Different people and different situations will bring out different reactions in us, different attachment stances that we might have. So I hope that's useful. I hope that answers your question. Do let me know in the comments if you have any further questions that I can expand on, perhaps in another video or anything like that. Don't forget to check out my membership, Follow Your Fire. It's for all things attachment styles and rediscovering yourself. So if you are having challenges in your relationship, if you're having difficulties with managing your own attachment and how that shows up in your dating world or relationships with yourself or others, then definitely check out the membership. You've got masterclasses, resources, guest experts, practices, all designed to help you to access and become more secure. Do not forget, you're enough, you are lovable, you are so, so worthy, and you are irreplaceable.